So I just got laid off from Amazon. I was one of the 14,000 people who got an email at like 4 in the morning saying that your role has been eliminated. So honestly, what am I feeling right now? I'm kind of numb. I'm kind of in shock.
Welcome to the Common Sense Philosophy channel. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm splendid. Today's title is Business Breakdown or Just Fiscal Upscale. Business Breakdown or Just Fiscal Upscale. So I know you've been hearing a lot about these layoffs and what they're doing as far as trying to build money, lose money. What you think about all that?
For the people who are the workers and they're waking up to not being able to access their employee accounts and or that device itself, that has to be this like feeling of what is going on. Because most people's jobs, they get a job, they go to work to pay the bills. And if they're like, oh, well, we don't need you no more. You wasn't planning on that. There wasn't no 2-week notice behind this. There wasn't no, they just wake up and now they just ain't got access. That got to be scary because them bills going to keep going. And from what I be hearing on the internet, there ain't the chances of getting another job is low because everybody's laying off.
Yeah, very thin. Waking up, they're saying 3 in the morning, they're getting emails telling them not to come in, or they're getting ready to go to work and they can't get in because their card don't work. They can't get in their laptop. Some people are using work laptops, but now they can't even get in their laptop to do any of their business. So they got their own personal stuff in there. Mm-hmm. It's just a mess. They're planning, and some of them get cards with their businesses. So now that card they use for everything. Mm-hmm. So that's gone. So it's a lot going on here, but we're going to play some more clips and we'll come back and talk about it.
Okay.
So I just got laid off from Amazon. I was one of the 14,000 people who got an email at like 4 in the morning saying that your role has been eliminated. So honestly, what am I feeling right now? I'm kind of numb. I'm kind of in shock of just how it was handled because I literally had no idea. Literally imagine just waking up one day, it's a regular Tuesday, you check your phone, see what time it is, and you see you got an email that your role is being eliminated.
Amazon. When the world's largest online retailer starts cutting its own people, it's not just a corporate decision, it's a national alarm bell. In 2025, Amazon, once the unstoppable engine of the pandemic economy, has slashed more than 14,000 jobs across multiple divisions, from cloud computing in Virginia to logistics hubs in Ohio. For years, Amazon symbolized infinite growth. Its workforce swelled to over 1.5 million employees, making it the second largest private employer in the United States, right behind Walmart. But in a post-boom reality, that size has become its greatest weakness. E-commerce growth that once exploded by 37% in 2020 has slowed to barely 3% today. Warehouses once packed with millions of daily packages now sit half-empty, conveyor belts silent and scanners idle. Inside Amazon's headquarters in Seattle, executives call it efficiency realignment. Economists see something deeper, the unwinding of America's consumption model.
Yeah, a lot of these businesses are going through a lot, which is putting the people through a lot. So,
yeah, I mean, when you know that Amazon has cut 14,000 jobs and they're second on the list of employers, and this ain't the first cut that they done did. They just talking about the one that just happened. They done cut so many jobs, and like I said before, the market, if you look, the job market is kind of low now. Like people like, I can't get a job here. I can't get a job here. I've been putting in all these applications and I haven't been able to get hired in nowhere.
Right.
And that's with those people still working. So now we got 14,000 more plus however many other thousands other companies have let go in the same pool, looking at these same jobs that people seem to not be able to get.
Right.
that's making that even heavier in that area. So I don't know. That's the outlook of that. I don't know how this is going to end.
Right. The numbers are just not well. It's not well. It's going to turn things up because now you're smashing the middle class into what they would call the lower class. So as you stamp this down, because now you're taking the jobs away from the people that had the good job. The good job was the 40 hours plus overtime jobs. So I know Trump was saying he wasn't going to tax on the overtime, but now the people that got the good jobs and they can't pay, quote unquote, and they can't even make any money with the overtime because now they're taking the basic job away. So if you take the basic job away, you're turning a whole nother leaf. It's just getting crazy, no matter how you think of it. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that they're having.
Yeah. Like, and I didn't know about the part where he said Trump was not going to tax overtime. If they're firing or letting go or laying off all these people, is there really going to be any overtime?
Nah.
Because
there's no job.
Right. So that's crazy.
So the thing is, what happened, we watched with Ford when, and all the automakers, when they went on the strike, the first thing they did is they went to the bank and they got $9 billion checks. So they was like, y'all can stay out there as long as y'all want because we just got a $9 billion check. So that shows you, even if you open up the banks to get more money, that doesn't really relate to the people. Number one, because businesses are not made for people to have jobs. They're made for the business to make money. So that's kind of where that's at. We're going to watch some more clips though real quick, all right?
Yep.
Just cut 48,000 jobs, guys. But don't worry, it's to improve efficiency, they said. Translation there, robots don't need healthcare. Okay, so what are the details of this story? So first of all, CEO Carol Tome called 2025 the year of transformation after profits dipped nearly 20% for UPS. Now, if you guys remember, there was a story about a year ago about how crazy the wages had gone up at UPS and how much money the union had negotiated for the workers to be able to make. So the details here is that it's a massive automation rollout to cut human labor.
Yeah, shit is exactly why I tell y'all, fuck that job and fuck them people at that job. Because UPS is trying to offer their employees $1,800 for every year that they have been with the fucking company. Now, I don't know about y'all, but rent is motherfucking $1,800. And if you done been there 5 years, you don't even have 5 months of rent because they're going to tax the fuck out of that money. So you probably got, 2.5, possibly? How are you supposed to survive off of that? And then you have these other companies outside of that not even really hiring. So what are these people supposed to do?
So quick update. Tomorrow is my last day at work. You guys know I got laid off. So I actually purchased a cake to celebrate. I'm going to bring it to work tomorrow, a layoff cake, and we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned.
UPS? For decades, UPS was the lifeline of American commerce, the brown trucks, planes, and drivers that kept the economy moving. But in 2025, even this delivery powerhouse is delivering bad news. The company has announced 12,000 layoffs after a dramatic collapse in e-commerce demand, signaling that the slowdown in consumer spending has finally reached the country's logistics core. At its peak during the pandemic, UPS moved nearly 25 million packages per day. Today, that number has fallen below 18 million, a loss of more than 7 million daily shipments, the equivalent of billions of dollars evaporating from the supply chain. In the last quarter, alone company revenue plunged 9.4%, while net profits fell from $2.8 billion to just $1.5 billion. Warehouses in Atlanta, Chicago, and Louisville, once roaring with conveyor belts and forklifts, are now scaling back operations. Entire sorting lines sit idle.
Well, as you see, you got Google, you have Tesla, you have Amazon, you have UPS, you have Ford, you can go on and on, all of these big 500 Fortune companies, all going through this same thing. And at some point you start seeing it's looking a little common, and that's why we're speaking about it here at Common Sense Philosophy.
We can't ignore the fact that was it last year when everybody got all them dang near doubling, tripling their salaries.
Yeah.
And we knew that was going to bring more money out of the company. So which we talked about in another video, they have to get that bottom line. They have to be able to have a certain amount of income or revenue or whatever word you want to put on it to keep business going. Right. Well, if you're going to pay all your employees double, triple what they're usually paid, how do you think this is going to translate?
It's not going to.
It's going to take money from this, from this, from this. So the only way that they can make sure that money hits is if they let people go.
Right.
We got higher salaries, less workforce.
Right. That'll
even out the numbers.
Yeah. See, that's called basic books, just properly taking your time out, looking at the books. Don't hire 10 people if you want to pay high rate. Hire 5 and just pay them a higher rate. Or if you hire 10, you're going to have to cut it in half for everybody to get it. And if you get to the point that those 10 people that you hire at a low rate say, well, we don't want to do it for that rate, and they want to go against you and say, you need to pay us more, you can pay them more, but you'll have to chop it again because you only have enough to pay 5 at a great rate.
Yep.
But you can pay 10 at a basic rate. This is simple mathematics. It's a simple science. And if you take this science and this mathematics and you put it together, then you can find out what will work. And when you find out what will work, you can also find out what won't work. And I think what we're starting to see now is what's not working.
Exactly. And people, they didn't want to understand it because there was videos explaining that during that time period. So I would think that now at this point, I think people should get a more of an understanding of what these numbers are, how they work together and how they don't work together, because that'll make your life a little easier.
Yeah. So at this point, I think they're either that or they're going to just be frustrated and because they're offended.
Yep.
But, thanks for checking out the channel, Common Sense Philosophy, and keep continuing to like, leave comments, and keep subscribing. Appreciate it. So we'll talk to y'all later. We'll run some more clips.
All right.
Quick update about all the layoffs from Amazon to UPS to Target this week. The big message that everyone needs to understand as someone who's part of AI automation and MarTech, this is the tip of the iceberg. Literally every single company in the world is focused on removing people.
You get a UPS delivery that happens to be late, it's because UPS just announced that they're cutting 20,000 jobs by the end of the year. Why, you ask? Amazon has said, peace out. We good on y'all. They built their own delivery network, and they left UPS holding those cardboard boxes. Now, the corporate part of it, I can care less about. It's really about the people. Like, people get caught up in this corporate crossfire breakups. And so this is your reminder that regardless of how good your performance may be, there are business deals being made behind the scenes that can impact you.
First things first, if you do not feel secure in your job and if you are afraid of being laid off, trust your discernment. Honey, be prepared. Last year, I recognized that my services were no longer needed within this company. So when the layoff word started being passed around in early 2025, I wholeheartedly believed that my job was going to be at the top of the list of being eliminated. And today, I found out that I was not wrong.
But today, even low prices can't compete with empty wallets. Real retail sales have fallen nearly 5% since 2024, and household credit card debt has climbed past $1.3 trillion, the highest in U.S. history. With food prices up 18% in just 3 years, shoppers are cutting back on everything from clothing to cleaning supplies.